Today, we're diving into Surah Āl-ʿImrān, a chapter of the Quran that's named for a single, really significant family. But to truly get what it's all about, we've got to travel back in time to a community that was right on the edge. So that brings us to the core question this surah is really dealing with. How do you survive when you're completely surrounded? See, this wasn't revealed in some peaceful, quiet time. No, it was sent down piece by piece during a period of just immense, suffocating pressure on the early Muslim community in Medina. Okay, so what was this pressure all about? You'd think a story like this would start with a crisis or a defeat, right? But actually, it kicks off with a victory, an unlikely and pivotal victory at the Battle of Badr. Now, this surprising win for the small new community didn't bring peace, not at all. In fact, it was like hitting a hornet's nest. It sent a shockwave across Arabia that woke up and united all the hostile forces against them. What was a regional conflict suddenly became a peninsula-wide struggle for their very survival. And that new reality? Well, it plunged Medina into a state of constant siege. The city that was supposed to be a sanctuary was now surrounded by threats from every direction, not just from the outside, but from within, too. And just look at what they were up against. I mean, this wasn't just one enemy. You had the Quraysh and their allies who were out for revenge. You had local tribes breaking their treaties, and then there was internal sabotage from the hypocrites, people who claimed to be believers but were actively trying to undermine the community. On top of all that, there was a severe economic crisis and this constant nagging fear of attack. Talk about a pressure cooker. And that pressure cooker, well, it finally blew its lid at the Battle of Uḥud. A massive army marched on Medina, and in the chaos that followed, every single crack in the community, both external and internal, was suddenly exposed for all to see. But it was right there, in that crucible of conflict, that divine guidance began to descend, offering a path right through the middle of all that turmoil. You have to understand, Surah Āl-ʿImrān was a living revelation. It was like a divine commentary unfolding in real time. Each section was sent down to address the specific challenges the community was facing, offering guidance at the exact moment it was needed most. The surah is really structured around 4 key parts, or discourses. The first one came right after that big victory at Badr, basically offering guidance on how to handle success. The second was a dialogue with a Christian delegation, which was a huge moment for interfaith engagement. And the final parts? They provided this unflinching, totally honest analysis of the Battle of Uḥud, drawing out every single important lesson. So who was all this guidance for? Well, the surah is speaking to 2 really distinct audiences, both of them right at the heart of the conflict in Medina. And understanding who was being addressed is absolutely key to unlocking the surah's message. And you can really see this 2-pronged approach here. For the believers, it was a message of introspection, of course correction, a reminder of their true mission. But for the people of the book, the Jewish and Christian communities who had earlier scriptures, it was an invitation. It was a call to return to the shared roots of their faith, to the one unified message that all the prophets brought. So, what does all this mean for us today? The surah's message goes way beyond its historical context. It's really a timeless manual for any community that's navigating the challenges of faith and adversity. Think of it as a divine debriefing. It's not just about military strategy. It's a deep dive into the moral and spiritual health of the community. It's a guide to identifying our own blind spots, learning from our mistakes, and facing opposition with real resilience. And those are lessons for all time. And so, that brings us full circle. The challenges that first community faced might seem distant, but the lessons of Surah Āl-ʿImrān are as relevant as ever. In a world of constant pressure and uncertainty, the question for us is, how can we apply its wisdom to build our own resilience, confront our own weaknesses, and hold fast to our faith?